Today, we're going on a journey. We're going to explore a really profound Islamic concept called fitrah, and we'll see how this idea of a pure natural state, well, it isn't just about personal spirituality. It's actually a powerful blueprint for healing our relationship with the planet itself. So let's get into it. So let's start with a big question, one that kind of gets right to the heart of everything. So many of us feel this imbalance, right? This disconnect from the natural world. But what if that feeling isn't just about the environment? What if healing our planet first means we have to heal that very same disconnect inside of us? The destination of our journey today is this concept, fitrah. Now, in Islam, you can almost think of fitrah as our original spiritual factory setting. Yeah, really. It's that innate state of perfect balance and harmony with nature, an alignment with a cosmic order that's literally imprinted on every single living thing. And look, this idea isn't just a nice philosophy. It's rooted directly in the Qur'an. This verse frames fitrah as a divine blueprint, the natural way we are all created. So the call, then, isn't to become something totally new, but to return to who we already are deep down. Okay, so how do we find our way back to this state? Well, the Islamic tradition offers us a kind of map, and this map is built on 4 foundational divine principles that can guide us back toward the state of natural harmony. So here's our map. It's built on 4 key principles. We've got Tawḥīd, or divine unity, Khilāfah, which is our role as stewards, Mīzān, the call for balance, and Raḥmah, universal compassion. Now, it's important to think of these not as separate rules, but as a totally integrated system for what our source calls Fitrah Ecology. Let's break these down, starting with principle number 1, Tawḥīd. This is the core belief in the oneness of God, of course, but its implications are absolutely huge. Because if there is one creator, then all of creation is fundamentally interconnected. The rainforest, the oceans, the animals, you, me, we are all part of a single, unified cosmic web. So if everything is truly connected, then what's our unique role in that web? This brings us to our second principle, Khilāfah, or stewardship. This idea positions humanity not as the owners of the earth, but as its appointed caretakers. It means we hold a sacred trust to manage and protect creation responsibly. And this is not some modern reinterpretation. The Qur'an is incredibly clear about this responsibility. This verse right here establishes that the role of caretaker is one that has been divinely appointed to us. It's a core part of our very purpose. Okay, so if we are the caretakers, what exactly are we supposed to be caring for? The third principle, Mīzān, gives us the answer: balance. It tells us that the universe wasn't created in chaos, but with a perfect, delicate equilibrium. Our job as stewards is to understand and uphold that divine balance, not to disrupt it. The Qur'an constantly points to the natural world as a place for us to reflect. The idea of pairs in creation, night and day, land and sea, it's not just poetry. It's a direct invitation to see this incredible, inherent order and to recognize our own place within it. And that brings us to our final guiding principle, Raḥmah, or mercy. This reframes compassion. It's not just something between humans. It's a universal quality that we have to extend to all living beings. This is the animating spirit behind our stewardship. We don't just protect the earth out of a sense of duty, but out of a deep feeling of love and mercy. But this mercy isn't just an outward thing. It's deeply connected to our inner state. Here, the Qur'an links divine love to the acts of repentance and purification. And this shows us that to truly live out these principles, we have to start by looking inward. So we have the map. Now let's talk about the path itself. And the very first step on any journey of return is repentance, or tawbah, a conscious turning back toward the right way. And right here, this is the central insight from our source material. There's a direct parallel between our inner world and our outer world. The spiritual act of purifying the soul is mirrored by the physical act of healing the environment. You see, one can't really be complete without the other. Inner change is what creates outer change. This beautiful saying from the Prophet Muhammad just connects our inner state with our outer actions so elegantly. To receive mercy, we must be merciful, not just to each other, but to all beings on this earth. It's such a powerful call for compassionate action. But repentance isn't just about feeling sorry or stopping harmful actions. It's also the catalyst for a conscious renewal, for actively choosing a new, healthier way to move forward. This process of renewal is really a conscious pivot. It's a two-step move. First, we intentionally turn away from destructive habits like wastefulness and injustice. Then, with that same intention, we turn toward their life-affirming opposites: moderation, sustainability, and just more mindful living. And when we put all of this into practice, we arrive at what the source calls Fitrah Ecology. It's a state where our environmentalism isn't some separate hobby or political stance, but an integrated, essential part of our spiritual lives. It becomes an act of worship in and of itself. So, what does it truly look like to live in this state of harmony? Well, it means embodying our role as stewards, where every single action is intentionally infused with purpose, with balance, and with mercy. A prayer from the source material just captures this aspiration so perfectly. Notice how it weaves everything we've talked about together. It's a plea for guidance back to oneness, that's Tawḥīd, a commitment to serve creation, or Khilāfah, and a request for the compassion, the Raḥmah, that we need to do it well. And this is where the journey comes back to each of us, personally. The source leaves us with these really powerful questions for self-reflection. Are my beliefs and my actions really aligned? What habits, both in my heart and in my life, need to change? How can I better fulfill that sacred trust of stewardship? And that's really the question this entire journey leads to, isn't it? This framework, it's not just theory. It's a practical and a spiritual call to action. So how can each of us, in our own lives, better embody that mercy and that balance we were created for?